all we need, and we get subvention then from the government, which is enough to pay everybody a basic salary and keeps
Well,
the party going.
rumor is when if they make it the next year, with Martin, that they're going to try and push him out in Fianna Fáil. That's the rumor. So it is, you know.
I know. I no doubt Barry Cowan and what you call him, Jim
O'Callaghan.
Yeah.
No, none of them have a backbone. I'll see.
They're gunning for him big time. Yeah. It's only a matter of time for him. So great, Jim. That information, if you can post more information like that, we should be starting to archive some of that information. That's gold dust, and it backs up totally what we're saying. I mean, if you look there, Donnelly 15 count. I mean, if we had it's very possible to knock these fuckers out. It really is. So great stuff. But there's Conor now. Hey, Conor. Yeah, so great stuff, guys. So I just have to work here on the updating the membership database with the new members to keep everything up to date. I'll work on sharing some of that stuff back on the groups then as well. So great. So
Aidan.
We're growing every day. Go ahead, yeah. Sorry.
Hey, how it's Dotty here, South Kildare.
Good man, Dotty. Yeah. Good man. How's things?
How are you doing, man? I haven't been on in a while.
I know.
Oh yeah.
It's okay.
Oh yeah. I was looking up some of the posts, writing the messages and all that, and I said, seeing what you said there. Was it yesterday or the day before? So that's what your chat is for. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's why I've been kind of avoiding it, because I don't want to get into that sort of thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But that's why I wasn't on. But anyway, I was talking to you a couple of weeks ago about you sending me. Remember, I was talking to you about a fella up in Dublin who would be a great advisor and wanted to have a chat. You were supposed to send me on some contact, like an email or something like that.
No, did I not? I'm sorry. God.
No, it's fine.
Contact from me. Okay, sorry. Send it to you right now. I'm sorry about that.
No, it's fine. I only seen him the other day, and he said it to me, and that was like, I forgot about it myself. Do you know what I mean? So he's still interested. You know what I mean? I know he can bring a lot to the table because he knows what I like.
Just that they're posting a couple of things there. Have a look at them.
There's Jim, is it?
Yeah, with Donnelly and all, yeah.
How you doing, man?
What's the crack, Daddy?
Not too bad. Yeah, about her sister, I seen that one as well.
She's someone else involved in it as well, isn't she?
Yeah, I don't know. Any of them, to be honest with you. Told me tomorrow was fucking Christmas Eve, I wouldn't believe them.
Yeah.
And you just can't.
The Shinners are going to be like England winning the World Cup. They're going to be so close, but so far away.
I've never seen a worse opposition group in my life. I mean, they done nothing. They just sat back. And that would have been a great opportunity for them to step in and stop all this discrimination stuff and all that. But they didn't open their mouths, you know.
But sure, they voted in up the north.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And it's the union. It's actually the DUP that, you know.
Yeah.
Private message here. My home phone is on the number. Tell him to call me anytime.
Yeah, no worries.
Yeah, no, sorry. Carry on with your conversation.
What were we saying, Jim? Just they voted in up there so they could hardly oppose down here.
Yeah, they're just playing. You know, they're playing they're playing like the North of Ireland's the other side of the world. Like people are stupid. You know, well they are stupid if they're not paying attention. So they are. And we're not going to swear allegiance to the crown, or we're not going to take our seats, but lobbying then for the British government to bring abortion into the north, like.
Yeah.
Did you see they were calling for a United Ireland on fucking YouTube?
No, I didn't see anything. Where?
You have to be careful there, right? If we
Yeah.
get a United Ireland, we need a new constitution.
Yeah, but they had people over Europe and all fucking saying good luck to the fucking Irish, supporting Sinn Féin doing this bollocks. But you couldn't leave a comment because they had them blocked.
Yeah, of course they had, yeah.
Sure, I couldn't.
That says it all.
Like everyone. I mean, I've been kicked off YouTube or Instagram so many times. You know what I mean? Yeah. So-called fact checkers, not liking the truth, Don't even bother anymore now, to be honest with you.
But they're running and hiding now. Like the people were like the Shinners were getting, but now they're the ones running and hiding. So they're the ones blocking you than the other way around. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So they are.
And to think the amount of people that support them for years, like myself included, you know what I mean, would have voted for them and all that because of all the bullshit they were saying. And of course, they fell for it, like everyone, you know what I mean?
As soon as McGuinness died and the Ferris and all kind of stepped down, that was it.
Yeah. You're not running GM now. You're not taking North Kildare for aid now.
No, I'll be his advisor behind them there, We'll be like the North Kildare Mafia.
Yeah. I signed up for South Kildare, so I'm kind of, all new to all this political stuff,
Who's doing your way now?
Just there, Dahi, that in the last election, the South Kildare candidate for Sinn Féin got elected without even canvassing.
Well, they were away on holidays. Remember that? They were told to come back.
And she got elected. So, I mean, if she can get elected, I'm not saying that we're going to do that. I'm just saying it's possible, as Jim was saying. If we get, if we pick up what's known as a protest vote, our candidates could get elected even without actually canvassing. But don't get me wrong, we do plan to canvass. So I'm even thinking about how we're going to do that in the future. We need to get leaflets and stuff made up. Get out, and start meeting people, impressing the flesh.
Yeah. And I honestly think you're going to meet a lot of opposition at the doors when you knock at the doors and try to explain what you're doing. Because they're so brainwashed. Do
you think so?
I just generally do. I know people are waking up, but I can still see it. Like, I walk down the road or into a shop where I've with the mask around my chin, or I don't bother sometimes. And like, I feel like I'm going to get attacked half the time. But if you're knocking on the door and you're telling people like the government are lying to you, they're pissing all over the Constitution, they're going to be like, what do you mean? All these people that brain must be RTE and all that. And they basically believe whatever they're told.
Yeah, but if you back it up by saying, they're going to solve the housing crisis, they're there 12 years, they abolished the UFC, the US, that payment, what's they call it? How many beds did they add? 2 or 3, and the
9.
The
9
debt
after
debt dwarfs the banking bailout. So it does. How many TDs are landlords? How much even if you did due diligence and watched actually, where all this, the likes of Ryan's brother doing the PCP or the PCR test, and there's other things. Like I posted a thing there with Donnelly and your man, even Labour. They're all the same pigs who feed up the same trough. They're just fucking just put on a different t-shirt and they go out. That's all.
Oh, it's rotten to the core, isn't it, Jim?
Yeah.
Rotten to the core.
Oh, look, come here. When you see the likes of Alan Kelly, like he's a fucking, excuse me, French, he's an arsehole, like. So he is. And all is like, he blocked me, right? Because all as I put up was, and all as I said to him was R.I.P. Labour. That's all I said. I kept saying it, and they just they don't want to hear it. But they give out, stand there and give out with the government, but yet the Labour and the Social Democrats, don't forget, they voted for them and everything. So they did. You Catherine Murphy, you topped the poll here. So you had, and they're voting with the government. Like we've nothing there. Yeah, as opposition to the Dáil at the moment.
No,
there is nothing. No,
and it's like it's not.
So
this didn't even highlight. This highlighted actually how that more so than what we have in government. We all know we fucking clowns running the country, but this highlighted that we've nothing to put in their place.
Yeah,
I honestly don't think Sinn Féin want to be in power anyway. To be honest with you,
Wouldn't know what to do with the country.
They wouldn't have a clue. They're happy in opposition. They get their salaries every year. You know what I mean? So I've no doubt that they don't want to get elected. And if a new party did come along, it would probably save them. They'd probably make an effort to try and get us elected.
You need to highlight things like Paul Reid, getting paid more than the American president, and also as well the HSE's headquarters is in Dublin, and he's living in Leitrim. How much work is he actually doing, or and what he was doing before? The money that these people are getting paid is, and the size of the country, it's ridiculous.
No, listen, Jim, everything that you're saying is 100%. So please come on board and help us formulate, memes and simple, leaflets and stuff like that we can help our candidates with, to hand out to people based on that. So we'll like rotten to the core, like could be our one of our campaign strategies, slogans, rotten to the core. We need to get them out. Vote our people in to vote them out,
Yeah. We can't keep doing this now. This is beyond the joke now at this stage. They're not going to even get away with it, you know what I mean?
Well, I dropped into two old guys yesterday. I was telling everybody yesterday. Actually, the day before. No, it was yesterday. Sorry. I dropped into them the day before. 65 and 71. Both of them double jabbed. And I just asked them what to think of how are things. And I told them about the idea of the party and all that. And they were both very receptive. I have to admit, they were very receptive. And they were absolutely, the older guy was saying, they're talking about the third jab now, and then we're talking about the fourth soon, and he's just sick of it.
Yeah.
So both of them came on board. They were happy to come on board. It didn't take much convincing, to be honest with you. So there you go, guys.
If you point out to them, because actually, I know I'm saying people are asleep and all that, and I see that I work with like 20 odd staff, alongside 20 odd staff, and when you're trying to even explain something, they're looking at you like bloody conspiracy theorists or something like that. You know what I mean? Or you're just anti-government and all that. But I have actually heard a few of them saying, now I'm the third jab and the fourth jab, and somebody posted something there a while ago, and I can't even remember where it was, and I showed them where they're after passing through. Is that true that they only passed through a fourth jab or something like that?
I wouldn't say yes.
No, they're talking about a booster for the booster. They're saying they slow to see to get the media to do it. Yeah,
and they looked at me like they're 10 heads, and I was like, but they told you get one, you'd be fine. Then they told you get a second one, you go back to normal. Now they're telling you to get a booster, which they've already gotten that booster, a lot of them have. Do you know what I mean?
And this is
why do you not believe? Why do you not believe that you're going to have to get another one,
But this is before within a year. That's what you have to say to them, within a year. Like,
I don't think I've taken that many vaccines in my life.
Stupidity is doing the same thing over and over and expecting to get a different result.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what they teach you when you go to college.
Here's a couple of points for you. First of all, is that they announced the other day there's a new vaccine passport being circulated in the new year, and the old one won't be accepted anymore, and you have to have your booster to get qualified for the new one.
That's right, saying that,
yeah. So that's a very and the second part is Israel yesterday started their fourth, so they're on their fourth booster and talking about a fifth. So I think, guys, by the time we're ready and formed as a party, everybody will be on their fourth.
There won't be anyone left.
They'll be on their fourth, and probably there'll be talk about a fifth.
Yeah.
I suspect it'll be next April, May, by that time that happens. And I think that'll be our golden opportunity. That time scale will be our golden opportunity.
I have to wait for people to get really pissed off and then move in.
But they've also cut the what do you call it, the dates of your immunity, like the 3 months or something if you recovered from it, because they reckon. See, the problem was with the PCR, like this arsehole on telly tonight now about I've got COVID again, because the PCR is so high and it looks for so much that found the residue where she previously had it. Like, do you know what I'm saying? Like, and that's a fact. Like, like I got bloods done 9 months later, and they were just the bare minimum. Like, and it was obvious it was there. And your immunity, natural immunity, the research has shown it's longer and longer and longer. So it is, you know, and that's what's happening. And yeah, is it January or February? Just when people start thinking about holidays, there are things that are going to be avoided. Like they've stopped talking about the unvaccinated as much now. They're talking about, you know, you won't be vaccinated if you don't get your booster. That's what they're saying now.
Yeah.
You know,
if you know we're not going to change, you know what I mean?
Now there is a lot of people saying, you know, but I believe it when I see it that they don't get it, you know. And it's back in this perpetual cycle now of next year, like, you know, open up slowly, and there'll be more things added to it: barbers, hairdressers, everything like that, you know. That's all. That they'll start all this shit now next year. But like, the only thing about a general election, like I know Sinn Féin are calling for it, but maybe it's a false flag. But they'll do everything to stay together for 5 years. You need some sort of scandal, some dirt on them, you know.
Signal's gone there again.
Yeah, no, I understand. Yeah, no, I sincerely don't think the Sinn Féin want to be in government at all. And no socialist party ever wants to be in government, because their policies don't work, you know. Policies are perfect for opposition, but they're not designed to ever work. I know they wouldn't have a chance of running the country.
No, the only way, I think the only reason they've gone as far as they have is because they were supposedly an opposition government, and everyone's like, "Oh, Sinn Féin are questioning them. Sinn Féin are questioning them." That's, you know, it's easy to question someone, you know, if you actually step in and take control. You know, different story.
Yeah. But people have to remember as well, like with inflation at the moment, and this is like with the flick of a pen. You know, property is going up 40 or 50,000. That's just by materials to rebuild or something like that. And that's like, how long does it take someone that length to save the deposit?
Oh, it's shocking.
You know,
shocking. Like, you can't, if you have, especially if somebody's renting, like the rent is extortion. Like, you know, $2,500 here, $2,000 there. How are you supposed to save for the deposit and pay that fucking rent? You know.
Well, that's exactly how we'll be attacking all the different age cohorts. We'll be going after the younger people with the property, you know, saying that you'll probably never end up having your own house.
And they're going on about the low tax. I tax the bollocks out of all these multinationals that are here. They're not here for it. It doesn't matter. They're here because of climate and because of our location and everything. That's all they're here for. Like,
that's totally true. Yeah.
You know, I tax the bollocks out of them. Like, let Intel build a thing down the road here and then go in and say, we're putting your tax up, by the way. They're not going to spend all that money and then, you know, say they're going to pull out.
Yeah. That's it. Absolutely. So, yeah. So, happy days, guys. So, we're making progress anyway. So, every day that goes by, we're getting more members. More people are signing up. So, the big event for us really will be the formation of the party. We might need to hold a meeting somewhere in some hotel to actually have the first inaugural vote to vote in the constitution. So hopefully Tony might be around to explain that, how we're going to do that. So that might be in the new year, somewhere in the middle of the country. How would everybody feel about that?
Yeah,
you won't be allowed to eat or drink in it though.
Wear a mask as well.
No, there'll be no face nappies allowed. No, honestly, it'd be great to just be around so many like-minded people, you know.
See, what you'll have is there, you can invite the media, but you'll have the media, and they probably will. They put a plant, and the plant will come along, you know, to that, and they'll probably start, you know. But what you're better off doing is let them rant on, and then just applaud them and say to them, great speech.
Yeah.
You know, because they did that a few years ago with a certain party, you know. And the worst thing they did was kind of react back. They should have just let them burn themselves out, you know.
Yeah, no doubt there'll be lots of dirty tricks tried, but if we stick to our 8-part pledge and don't get deviated from that, it's hard for them to frame us, you know.
Once you're not doing nothing wrong, you don't have to worry about.
Yeah, well, don't get me wrong. Like, we need to discuss this, but I would anticipate that candidates on the ground will have be able to use their own discretion.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, you know, an issue in South Kildare mightn't be the same issue that's in County Kerry, you know?
Absolutely, yeah.
So you could have, you know, so you could talk to people about the issues that reflect that, and that's your own personal opinion. You're entitled to have that. But our own party, you know, manifesto is centered around just, you know, the vaccine passports, you know, and the other issues there, and and then that's it. And then if anybody makes contact with you from the media, well, yeah, we're happy to introduce you to our party spokesperson, and he's happy to talk with you. Other than that, I'm out on the ground here canvassing locally, and I'm representing the party here locally. So do you think that might work, Dai? What are your thoughts?
Yeah, it would. Yeah, I suppose. Jesus, thoughts. I don't have many of them these days.
No, you definitely do. Yeah, need a couple of local issues, because that's always what get people elected. It's local issues that concerns them as well.
Yeah.
So we'll work at that. So we'll have an overall national strategy, which is the 8-point pledge, and then we'll have candidates will have their own ability to to pick up on local issues that concern people. And then, we'll have a standard policy then. If someone approaches you and asks you, and first of all, say, is this on the record or off the record? Are you a representative of the media? And if you are, well, I'm entitled to give you my own personal opinion. So your own personal opinion doesn't reflect the policy of the party. Which is fine. But I mean, so, but after that, where do I see? I see us coming in just slightly right of centre.
Yeah.
If that makes any sense to anybody, because it's all screwed up these days. Yeah. But then again, that's up to everybody to vote and decide what they want to do. It's just my opinion. But I mean, I'm just an individual here like everybody else. But if we came in just slight right of centre, which is, it's just slightly right, which is not, too far to the right or not too far to the left either. Yeah. But if we come in on a single issue, which is...
I think it's going that way as well. There's really not, like you said, not too far, but...
No. So, but if people say, well, what's your policy on immigration? Well, we don't have a national policy on immigration.
Yeah.
It's up to the candidates on the ground to decide what their own opinion is.
Yeah.
We don't have a party whip, so we're not bound by the whip. We're not bound by, so that's the beauty about our structure. It's a different type of structure.
Well, you actually want the laws that are there enforced. That's the thing for immigration. It's not being done.
Say again?
The laws that are there enforced, they're not being done. So they're not.
Oh, I know. We all know that.
So like, there's no direct flights there from a lot of places.
No, listen, I couldn't disagree, and but we have to be careful that we don't fall into we don't fall into the trap of trying to stigmatize us, as
I know, and I agree with what you're saying, but like to a certain, it's like the government are selling both ways. We're going to do this and do that. Like, where are they going to house? They can't even house, the people here. How are they going to house everyone else? Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah,
absolutely, 100%. Yeah. Like you see them, the people sleeping on the streets here, and they're sending millions abroad. I'm not going to get into it. I'm just saying, I do genuinely think, not becoming a staunch nationalist or nothing, but I think you have to kind of start at home and you sort that out, and then you can kind of move on. Do what you have to do. Like, that's my personal belief. I wouldn't be saying that to any reporters or that.
Yeah.
But I'd actually love to get out, because I kind of keep me distance from people these days, you know what I mean? Because you don't know whether they're one side or the other side. But I'd actually love to get out officially and just, knock on the doors and see what people have to say.
There you go. Yeah. That's it, And I'd love nothing better than to drive down to Newbridge and do that with you. So maybe we can do that at some stage in the future.
Yeah, absolutely. Just to knock on the doors and say, listen, explain what we are, what we're about, and say what's your thoughts and how do you feel, and as I said earlier, like, I think a lot of people are asleep, but I think if I did that, I'd realise how many people are awake, because a few people have said people are awake, and I don't know, It's like I was in the square up in Tallaght yesterday, and I'm walking around, and people, I genuinely don't know how to take other people these days. Like, I walked into a shop and I instigated a conversation with the cashier, and I swear she was delighted with herself. Because people are just walking around like robots now. They're not.
Yeah, you're right. You know something, you're 100%.
You know, it's
You're right.
it's not for a good 10 minutes then. Do you know what I mean? It's like, it was nice to just talk
I
to
used to
somebody.
work in retail, and I used to love customers that came up and were friendly.
Manners cost nothing.
Because you're there, you're doing your job all day, and when someone comes out and someone wants, you're right, and we need to go back to doing those things.
Yeah.
And this is. Yeah. No, that's 100%. So it's all about approach, and it's all about energy, and it's all about positivity.
Yeah,
So
positivity.
so positivity could be a thing that we could bring to the party here.
Yeah.
Pardon the pun.
Like, if you don't want to talk, to say, look, thanks very much for your time. I really appreciate it. You know, and have a nice evening. Something that's then you know. You go to the next house, they might be like dying for somebody like us to knock on the door. You know.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
So great, yeah. So, anybody else want to say anything? You're all very welcome to join the conversation, guys.
Absolutely.
Just I will be hogging the mic here.
How are you all doing, lads? Richard here. How's things?
Hey, buddy.
It's good chat tonight. I think positive sounding. I was just wondering there, AJ. Do candidates need to be vetted?
Okay, well, explain what you understand by the word vetted.
Garda vetted, yeah, they do, yeah.
Okay. Well, I'm involved in sports, so I'm Garda vetted already for my sports, for my association. But if you go and do, if I was to go and coach in a different discipline, I would have to get Garda vetted again. So is there a standard for politicians to be Garda vetted?
No, I wouldn't say so. I wouldn't say there's any standard. The only prerequisite I've seen is you have to be over 18 and a citizen of the country.
There is a standard. If you get too good, they'll dig up shit for you through the mainstream media. That's the standard. That's the vetting you'll get.
Oh, you have to be a paedophile to qualify.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, that's how it's looking.
I have a question. When it happens, I don't think we should call ourselves politicians. Make up a new word. Something more positive.
Yeah, good idea. Maybe approach this from a different angle.
Yeah, that's it. People something to think about.
You know,
I hate politicians.
Politics is rotten to the core, you know what I mean? The Apple Party, the new Apple Party.
Yeah. Sorry, go on, AJ.
But I'm just saying, politics is rotten to the core, you know. If that could be a slogan, and then you come back with a new tagline underneath that, you know.
Yeah, brilliant. Yeah.
But it is rotten to the core, and
yeah,
it is rotten to the core, guys. It's completely and utterly rotten to the core, you know. In corruption, and that's the problem that we have, really.
Mm-hmm.
Regards, boys, gentlemen, regarding what to call yourselves, just call yourselves representative. Because politician implies it's a career. A politician is more for somebody who's been in politics their whole life as a career sort of thing. So you would just call yourself a representative.
Public servant.
Yeah.
We might have to create a new type of profile and approach this from a different angle. So let's throw it out there for ideas.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? To make it like politics is rotten to the core. You know what I mean? It is. I mean, it's not. I wouldn't have said that before, but it's pretty obvious now that it is. I mean, if you look at all those connections, Eamon Ryan's brother, Mary Lou's sister. I mean, it's rotten to the core. You know what I mean? You're not even being overly conspiratorial by even saying that. It's pretty obvious. All you have to do is just tell people, listen, that's her sister. You know, there's Eamon Ryan's brother. They're all connected. They're making millions out of this. So politics is rotten to the core. So you're coming to clean out the house. You know, let's clean out the house, something like that. You know.
Yeah, clean house. Or as they say in America, cleaning the swamp.
Drain the swamp, yeah. Maybe not, because it's too easy then to label us then as kind of Trumpian, you know. Something on those lines then, you know, clean out the house, or sweeps, clean out the house. The politics is rotten to the core. Something on those lines, but don't get hung up on it now. But at some stage in the future, I think something like that would be a good idea. Taglines for different campaigns. Target the really young people with, you probably never own a house. You know what I mean? You might even have to emigrate. And target them with messages, and this is all a result of this government. And go after each of the age cohorts with messages that resonate with them and their individual, life, needs and desires, and hit them that way, and then hit them overall with, 13 or 17.3 billion euros spent on 9 beds added to the system. Come on. If the granddaughter, she's only 5, she could do a better job.
Yeah.
Hi AJ, it's actually Mila here. Just I had to hide myself because I was contacted by many, I'd say, scammers, so I had to become more anonymous.
Oh.
Yeah, so that's me. And I was thinking about some of you said about dirt on the politician, and it's not a dirt, but to show all the manipulation, like open the nightclubs just for the young people to have vaccine, then they close again. All of those little things we can use against them as well.
Yeah, absolutely, Mila. Absolutely, brilliant. Yeah.
Explain to them why it's happening.
Yeah. And go out and meet with the young people and tell them this. Listen, we're here, and this is what they've done, and you're being conned,
Yeah.
And we need to, the politics is rotten to the core. We need to vote out the people that are in there, and the only way we can vote them out is by voting our people in,
Because the Dáil will be a pretty empty place.
Yeah, well, listen, I mean, if we had people who were never involved in politics going into politics, you can't say that they're corrupted because they've never been involved before. You know what I mean? So.
That's why you need to be. I think we need to be sharp when it comes to it, because you know how manipulating they can be. To have an absolute bulletproof answer for everything they say.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
But we actually, in this, it's 2 years now. So I think people who didn't get, vaccinated until now, we kind of bulletproof anyway.
Yeah, I think so too. Absolutely. Sure, it never was a threat. It was what 99.97% recovery rate. I mean, the envelope of the flu.
Come on. Sure, COVID is only a narrative. That's it. It's just a narrative.
Yeah.
AJ, do you want to say something about what some of the shills are putting out on these on some of the Telegram groups, saying things like, "Oh, deregister, don't take part in the system, remove yourself from the system, ignore the system, don't try and gain any power, etc." Do you want to just address those misconceptions that are being put about there?
Yeah, sure. Yeah. Well, everyone can see it. I mean, there's big groups set up in the country, and if you like, I've been on those groups before over time, and anytime I suggested anything that was anyway progressive, like let's set up a political party and run against these guys, I was muted, and it happened on a pretty regular basis. And I was wondering, what the hell? Why are they doing that? And then you were in one of those groups the same night, and same as I was watching this, they were doing the same to you. So I said, there's something going on here. Why would they have against anybody, trying to do something constructive? Like, you can't do anything more constructive, guys, than set up a political party and run in opposition against the government. I mean, what more kind of democratic thing can you do? A lawful and democratic thing. No one was trying to incite violence or anything like that,
No.
But every time I tried to do it, I was getting muted. And then I seen you on one night and you were saying what's happening to you, and I was looking at what's happening to other people. So I began to wonder, what the hell? Why would they want, why would they be deliberately trying to stop people? And then I started to realize, hang on, these guys are talking about getting everybody to deregister from the system, which means it's to deregister from the electoral register, which means you can't vote.
There's no
So
say.
who's going to win when that happens?
Yeah.
The guys that are already in power, because they're guaranteed to get re-elected. There's no opposition. So I'm sorry, guys. I have to come to the conclusion. I'm pretty certain that Ireland on lockdown is actually controlled opposition, and I'll say that publicly. And and it's up to them to confirm that they're not. And I've my suspicions about one or two of the other groups out there.
What
Now,
you
the
reckon
individual
about
who
Yellow
owns that
Vest?
group. Sorry.
What you reckon about Yellow Vest?
But they're definitely fucking anyway.
I think they're true.
They're definitely. They don't have any aims. There's no political aims, so they're not going to make any change. They get everyone to march around.
Is Ben Gilroy Yellow Vest?
Ben Gilroy was talking about setting up and running 20 candidates in the next general election, but he said that a year ago. I haven't heard him say anything. And if he was doing that, there'd be no need for us to have this. It wouldn't even be an issue.
Yeah.
So the reason why we're all here is because there's nothing else out there, guys. I was on Ireland on lockdown, and every time I spoke about even setting up a party, I was muted. So I ended up coming off that. I spent a couple of months, then more months wasted time. And then one day, I just on the Irish channel, I just put up a thing. Would anybody be interested in setting up a new political party? And 97% of the 400 and something plus who voted on it says yes. And that's how this started, which was November the 16th last month, in November. And ever since that, and then I've been accused of being military intelligence. The guy that runs, well, you hear this, the guy that runs Ireland on lockdown sits behind a profile called Ungodman Sayer. And he's calling me military intelligence. And everybody knows who I am. I'm on the chat here. I'm Aidan Dorn, and everyone can see what I look like. I'm totally and utterly transparent. So why would I be if I was military intelligence? Why would I be trying to set up a bloody political party? Why would military intelligence want to set up a political party? So I think the person here who has things to hide is the person that's sitting behind that profile.
Yeah.
Now, I was only talking to one of our members the other night, and one of our members met him at a rally last year and remembers what he looks like. Now, he's at the moment looking to get a photograph of him. And that individual absolutely believes that he works for the government, that he's a civil servant.
I worked in the trades. I'm not certain about that either.
I don't know. Listen, Dave, I don't know. I'm open-minded, don't get me wrong. I mean, if he's nothing to hide, he should just be upfront and honest about it. He's the one that's made accusations against me. I'm here, I'm out in public, I'm trying to set up a political party. I'm trying to get people to register on the election system to join that party and vote the government out. He's actively trying to get people to deregister from the political system, and he's trying to get, he's saying that I'm somehow controlled by military intelligence. I'm ex-military, I'm retired military, yeah. Sure, why would military intelligence hire somebody retired? They're not even on the payroll. They'd have someone that's working in the unit already. They wouldn't be bothered with military intelligence.
Then they couldn't say.
I mean, how could I be military intelligence here? Because I'm here all the time. I'm here all day. Everybody sees me online all the time, literally. You know what I mean? It doesn't even make sense. Why would military intelligence want to set up a political party? Why would they? What would they gain from it? I mean, one of the first things about military is you're apolitical. You don't get involved in politics. Military doesn't do politics. They don't get involved. So
would it be a... Sorry, go on.
Go ahead.
No, well, I don't understand that politics. I mean, I got banned off it as well. You weren't allowed to speak or even talk to fucking people on it. Or even mention that sovereign, for fuck's sake. And at the start, it was never like that. I mean, what the fuck,
Yeah.
So even questioning God as well,
So what's the agenda? What are they trying to achieve? They're trying to achieve nothing. And the other one is trying to get everyone to deregister so that they don't vote in the next election. Sure, who's going to win if that happens?
I think common law.
Get re-elected.
They said something about if you deregister for voting, you'll force a referendum or something bollocks. At least that's the crap I heard. But then I started thinking, if you fucking deregister, you can't vote. You've no say in anything. It doesn't make sense too. It's fucked up.
That's
Guys,
that's
the only
bullshit.
chance we
That's
have
absolute
here
bullshit. It's not. It's nobody ever shows you the legislation where that's written down because it doesn't exist, and people are so credible. All you have to do is say common law or sovereign being at the start of a sentence, and then half the audience will be listening to you as if you're second coming because it's one of the
Yeah,
buzzwords.
but think
Common
about who
law.
gains.
Yeah.
Think about who gains. Who gains if everybody, if all of us come off the register tomorrow and we don't vote? Who gains? The government. The government
One
gains
hundred
because it's
percent.
harder
The
to vote them out.
establishment. The establishment wins
The
every
establishment.
time. Yeah.
That's the establishment.
Because
Now, if we
their
get
supporters, their shills and their supporters won't deregister, will they? So they'll go out and vote, and they'll be the only ones voting. And lo and behold, the government's chosen people, their government's pick men, will be the ones that'll be elected again.
Absolutely. Yeah. If you don't stand up to the bully, he's going to keep bullying. You know?
No, but people have to ask themselves, like, who is behind Ireland on lockdown? On Gob on Sarah. And why does he hide his profile? Why does he not just tell everyone who he is? What's their agenda? You know, their agenda is, why do they shut down conversations on politics all the time? Why? You know, if they're against, you know, if they're so-called against the whole scenario, why are they trying to stop anybody who's trying to do anything progressive, like Tracy O'Mahony, or like us trying to set up a political party? Why? Because Tracy O'Mahony wins in the High Court or Supreme Court, this whole shit show comes to an end. And Ireland is it because Ireland lockdown? He's afraid Ireland lockdown is going to end, and he wants to be able to play his banjo on a Saturday night. I mean, come on, for fuck's sake, lads. I mean, they're on there every night and they're bitching, but they don't actually offer any solutions. There's no, you know, oh, our solution is we're going to buy 50 acres down the country and we're all going to live in a commune. Yeah, okay, guys. It's a lot more realistic to say, listen, we're going to walk up to the polling booth and we're going to vote for our candidate. That's a lot more realistic. It doesn't cost anything. It doesn't cost anything to get on the ballot. It doesn't cost anything to vote, to register, or it doesn't cost anything to vote. Just your time. And what happens if you get your candidates in? They can change the fucking law. That's what the Dáil do. They Oireachtas. They frame legislation. That's their job. So if we get our people into the Dáil, we can change the law. So if, like, the concept of going off grid is great. Don't get me wrong. It's a great idea, but don't fall into the trap that the globalists are setting, whereby they're trying to get everybody to deregister, and then there'll be nobody left to vote except the government and their minions, and they'll all get re-elected themselves, and there'll be no opposition. So guys, well done, everybody. We're up to 200 and I'd say 60 members now, or thereabouts. So we're getting very close to getting the requisites for registering the political party.
Brilliant.
And once the party's registered and on the Dáil website, we'll be very happy to point it out. And then I've no doubt lots more people will come because they'll see that it's not just a talk; it's legitimate. So that should be happening in the new year, and we won't be dissuaded by the government and their agents. They can lead all the rest of the people, you know. But the rest of the people, like, it's easier to get through to the double jobs. I've found to get through to some of the people on Telegram. That's the irony. It really is, and they're happy to vote for the party. They'll be happy. It'll be harder to convince all of the others that are on Telegram because they've been led astray by all of these government, you know, trolls. And all they're designed to do is to get them to deregister and disillusion. You have to wonder why they're attacking us all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fucking afraid because they know they get the fines of an opposition party, they're bollocks. That's why.
Yeah. That's it, Dave. Yeah, absolutely. So, Dave, I was talking to the candidate for Donegal earlier, Michelle. So she might. Is
she going?
No, she's hesitant, to be honest with you. She's doing a degree in college at the moment. So you might get that opportunity, but there's no panic. We can talk about that.
I don't know.
Yeah, no, sound. I mean, it'll just be going on the ballot. You know, as I said, there's a good chance, you know, if we can capture, if enough people are pissed off around the country, as Jim said earlier, people will vote for us purely because of the fact that it's a protest vote. And they won't want to vote. They'll either vote for us or Sinn Féin. There is no really other option.
As you can always do Barack Obama. Yes, we can. Fucking flood the fucking platforms everywhere. Fucked up.
So that's great, guys. So we're making progress. Every day we're getting stronger. There's more people coming.
Yeah.
And hopefully we'll be in a position now in the new year to register the party. And we've 30 candidates approximately. So we only need 39. So, you know, so I mean, we might need to have an event somewhere at a hotel somewhere in the Midlands to vote in our constitution. It's a possibility we'll need to do that in the new year. So we'll try and find somewhere that's central and give everybody plenty of notice. But if 200 turn up, we'll still be okay. We'll still be able to vote in the constitution. And once the constitution is voted on, then we become a legitimate political party. We'll have all the other paperwork done. Their house. But that's for Tony that's Tony's area. So he's not here at the moment. So hopefully he'll come in and explain, but maybe it's getting a bit late for everybody. So yeah, so happy days.
Well,
so
just before you
just here looking at the go
ahead, AJ. I'll come in after you.
Yeah, no, I was just going to say that there's people joining all the time, guys. I've a live feed here, and there's people joining all the time. So I mean, we've 40 members since yesterday, 40 new members.
Oh, well done.
That's great. So great. Well done to everybody.
Good job.
So you know, I can't the exact number at the moment is not too far off. I'd say 255. Yeah, it's probably even higher, to be honest. It's probably slightly higher.
Okay.
So yeah. So
to get the last 45, AJ, I look at that interview that the Irish Inquiry did a couple of nights ago with the guy from Australia who's setting
Ricardo Bossi, yeah.
Yeah. No,
he's a legend.
Look at that. There was like 7,000 views and 829 likes about a political party in Australia, right? Look at the interest in the political party in Australia at the other end of the world, right? Which has got pretty similar sort of aims to your party, and yet
absolutely, yeah,
you're struggling to get 300. What's wrong with people? I think it's just if you lads went in and flooded, well, not flooded, but put a couple of comments in there. You see in the comments about your party, that might take you to the last 45 people. Because look at how many people have looked at that video and are going to be looking at and how many people are going to be responding to the comments. 154 comments. Just a suggestion to get that last 45.
That's a good point. Yeah,
say, look,
very good strategy.
There's people. You're all interested in this party in Australia. What about a party in Ireland? Here's the details.
No, I totally agree. Yeah, no, similar party.
Look, there's somebody there. Emma Cahill has said, the comments are all very positive. So let them know that there's a similar offering in Ireland.
Yeah,
show them the pathway.
Conor, that's a brilliant idea. That's a brilliant idea. Okay, so can you just send me a link to that or post it here on the group? It's on the group. I think I seen it earlier.
Yeah. It's easy to find anyway. On the Irish Inquiry. Yeah, no problem. No problem. Yeah, I'll send you the link.
I love Ricardo. He's brilliant. He's the epitome of everything that I'd love to be. But
I think he actually said at one stage he wants to hang the politicians. That's what he honestly.
Yeah.
And anyway,
We'd have to say that we want them to go to jail here.
yeah.
We'll have to be careful what we say. So,
Yeah,
so I know we have to use politically correct language around here. The Aussies are a different ballgame.
Yeah.
So, great job with everybody.
Yeah.
Anybody else want to say anything there?
Sorry, AJ. Mark here.
Hi, Mark. Mark from Eden, or Mark from Newbridge.
That's it. The one and only.
Oh, good man. Good man.
I actually only stumbled across this conversation. Just listened to it for the last hour or so, and very interesting. And you know what? You're dead right in what you're saying in about bringing political party to the doorsteps now of the so-called politicians. Because, like, yeah, protest all you want, but now let the protest count as votes, like the way Bobby Sands done it.
Yes, absolutely, mate. Absolutely. That's it. You're dead right.
Yeah.
Well, you look at any movement, it starts off with a protest. It then develops into a movement. It inadvertently then eventually develops into a political party. And the Republicans in the North are a typical example. So, So our candidate for South Kildare is actually Dahi on the
How are you doing?
How are you going, Dahi? Fair play. Jesus, I'll be your advisor during this.
Yeah. Well, Mark, you'd be welcome to go out and canvass with us, because I'll probably come down to Kildare South, down to Newbridge and down. We'll canvass around Newbridge. That'll be in the new year, though. We'll be out canvassing.
Yeah. Like this town alone, even Newbridge, has the Clown Corla, his office here. Yeah. Martin Hayden is fucking here. That bollocks independent fella, Berry, he's here. Fiona Loughlin, she's going to be on the table again for the next round. She's here as well. So there's a lot of upset can happen in this area.
Yeah, it doesn't take much, Mark. It just takes a protest vote, and if we can attract a protest vote, we could get our candidates in. And all we need, to tip the balance of power, if it's similar to the way it is in the next 34th Dáil, it only takes us to get 3 of our candidates elected, to tip the balance and to repeal the law governing the use of the passport. So we've got if you look here on the group, we've got a pledge there of what we're going to do if we get elected.
Okay.
So I'll share it with you there now, and it's very, very straightforward. We're going to repeal the law governing the use of COVID passports. We're going to there's 8 points in it. I'm just digging it out here to reshare it so you'll see it live on the group. So join the party, Mark. You're very welcome. It's free. Yeah.
Definitely, Jesus, and it's free, is it?
Totally free. Yeah. We're actually the only party in Ireland, I think, that's free to join, guys. It's €20 to join any other party.
That's what's going on.
Does that not even tell you?
Like I thought you had to actually to have a membership. You had to actually put it across like maybe a penny or something like that.
Yeah, that's a good point. Now we were looking for information on that. We couldn't find anything.
Right.
So, no, it just says 300 registered members. Now we have to get an auditor to sign off on the registered members, and we will be doing that in the new year as soon as we hit the 300. Well, it'll be in the new year anyway at this stage, because it's it's nearly Christmas Eve. So
yeah.
So shit, man. I mean,
could you be say political parties mightn't recognise you? Is there ways around that?
Once we're registered at Dáil Éireann, they have to. We have 30 candidates ready to go. We have 30 candidates already, Mark, across the country.
It's brilliant.
I'll pay for Mark.
Sorry?
I'll pay for Mark.
Yeah, no, we've 30 candidates ready to go across the country. So we've now that's in 26 constituencies. So some of them are just we've substance in a certain constituency. Now we're only going to run one candidate in these constituencies. So there's 39 constituencies across the Republic. So like if we keep going the way we're going, we'll be up at the same level of what Sinn Féin ran at the last election. So all we have to do then is just capture, people's imagination with what we're doing, and maybe garnish a bit of an old protest vote, as you were saying. People are sick. By the time we're launching in the new year, they'll be after having probably their fourth jab, and they'll be due their fifth. They'll be starting to get fed up at that stage,
Yeah, and surely, like, if you're running 30 candidates, right? If you got like 3% of the total vote, like there's still an element of going, geez, them boys are fucking right, and you might even get one seat in,
Yeah.
and you probably knocked out, fucking 10 other big seats around the country.
Yeah, that's it.
That'd be fucking serious. Yeah, it'd be a serious effect.
To be honest with you, like, I mean, if we didn't get anybody elected but knocked out half of the incumbents, it would be a victory anyway. We'll have achieved something.
Yeah.
Mark, Mark, what constituency? Mark, what constituency are you in?
Mark is in Kildare. Mark is in
Kildare South,
Kildare, which is Doheny's constituency.
There you go. Right. Okay. So 12.2% was all it took to get a candidate elected, the fourth TD. 6,000 votes, 5,700 in the last election. So it's a lot less than you think. You think, well, there's 4 candidates, and so that's 25. Each one needs to get 25%. No, it doesn't work like that. It doesn't work like
that. Kildare as well has Count Corla here as well, so he takes a seat automatically. So now, if he retires, I was really thinking about this. If he retires, does his seat come live again, or what way does that work?
Yeah, good question. You're right, Sean O'Farrell. Good question. I need to look at the setup.
Do you know, if he retires? If he retires, because that means South Kildare could actually 5% could get you in, and like if you fucking put a big push on in this area, yes, you could easily fucking like Patricia Ryan. I heard your conversation earlier that she wasn't even in the country. 100%, she was in Lanzarote because they didn't want to open her mouth. Right, and if she gets elected in the next Dáil, that's the fucking Minister of Tourism sorted.
Very good.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. But like that's what you're up against, and like she topped the poll here.
Yeah.
Because of that rebellious vote, but like for fuck's sake, like that's what you're up against. If you had somebody with half a brain, people would actually just jump ship and go, do you know what? I'm going for this one now. Because people actually don't like Sinn Féin. Especially in South
Korea. The opposition party, though. That's why I think people would vote for the ones out there not an opposition party.
No, exactly. But like in South Kildare, they were never liked. As long as I know, anyway. And like that, she just got in on the fucking, the angry vote. But like so did Martin Hayden as well. So.
And if our plans are right, we will grab that vote next time round because we're offering people a new party, clean candidates, no track record, coming out of nowhere, on a anti, COVID passport platform, and people will be should be starting to get fed up then at that stage,
Yeah. Like would you even look at like you see what can also happen? Like I know, like said the likes of Fiona McLaughlin, right? She's an independent also in South Kildare.
Yeah.
And she's also be on the same side as we would be. And
Yeah.
you know what I'd hate to see, next minute the two years are going up against each other, and the 2 years losing out.
What we'll be doing there, Mark, is we'll be looking to set up a voting pact with her.
Yeah,
We'll be asking our members to vote, give her our second preference. No, definitely.
yeah. I think that's crucial.
Yeah. No, I have 11 independents shortlisted there that we'll be allying with straight away as soon as we get formed as a party. So they've all voiced their opposition to the COVID passport.
Yeah.
I think there's a lot more of them will change once they see the tide is turning, you know.
Well, that's it. Like next minute, you know, you see an independent also saying the same thing as this new party as well. You know, there has to be some truth in it. You know, and next minute, you know, people's minds start thinking. It's not just like independent. Everyone just thinks, oh, solely on their own type of thing. You know, when people start all, it's like somebody said earlier on. It's like one sheep just fucking wanders off. Next minute, they all fucking follow. You know, the same thing will happen.
Absolutely, yeah. That's it. That's the plan. The plan is for us to capture a protest vote at some stage, you know, which will be mid next year.
It'll be easy done, AJ. You know, but do it right.
Mark, if we can get the party established and get people on the ballot, you know, I'll be happy with that. I'll achieve something. We'll all have achieved something as a group. So if we can do that, guys, that's all we need to do. And everything else after that's a bonus. You know what I mean? We can get rid of these poxy passports. You know what I mean? We can get our lives back. Because I'm still not jabbed, and I've no intention of taking the jab.
Nope. Same here.
Yeah, well, there you go. So we, you know, but don't get me wrong. We have people here in the party already that are double jabbed. So we've nothing against them.
Brilliant.
They're they're now considered unjabbed because, you know, there's a new COVID passport coming out in January. And if you don't have the booster, you won't get it.
No, exactly. And, you know, people are waking up to that side of things as well. And, like, where does it end? You know, and I was talking to someone there recently, and I was saying, it says, like, the whole climate change that's going on. It's just, I was in Mexico 3 years ago, and I remember the Mexicans telling me, oh, Jesus, I can't drive my car next Tuesday because my car was X years old, and you're not allowed to drive it on a Tuesday because of pollution. Right? And I was just going, I got this light bulb moment. I go, fuck me, this is the way things are going here, except now they're bringing it all together. And if they knew you're down in Cork to the fucking doing the delivery and back up to Dublin, and you're after exceeding your mileage now for this month, you know, because we have your fucking QR pass here and it's all fucking interlinked. Like, that's what's going to go fucking come as well, you know.
Yeah, it's all on the horizon, without doubt.
But, like, you have to open up people's eyes and realise, like, I know that sounds so extreme, but, like, it's already happening in other countries on a different level. So, like, people, like, I don't give a shit about the jab, is right. I really give a shit about the fucking QR fucking pass.
Yeah.
That's a bee in my bonnet now.
Yeah. But
guys, where does it stop?
Church leaders have said this is coercion. I mean, coercion is unlawful.
Yeah.
I mean, where in the hell would you get it that the government can actually coerce you into taking an experimental, you know, treatment? It's just gone crazy. It really is. Now, I'm not saying we're going to hang anybody. Well, I'm definitely.
I never said that either.
No. But you know, part 8 of our pledge is to instruct the Garda Commissioner to conduct an investigation into the Minister for Health, and that's part 8 of the pledge, guys. So I mean, at the end of the day, he's the one that's brought in this legislation. You know what I mean? So he has to answer for it, you know. But as far as I'm concerned,
Jesus Christ, asking the fucking commissioner of An Garda Síochána, Drew Harris, to look into. I don't know about that.
No, sorry, I should rephrase. We won't be asking.
Yeah,
we'll be asking initially.
I know. Yeah,
but you know yourself,
the whole system needs to be fucking looked at. Yeah.
If we ran our candidates and Sinn Féin let's just say, didn't run a very efficient campaign, because they didn't want to get elected. They're happy to sit in opposition. We'd wipe out the current government that are there, right? And we all get into power. We get our people into portfolios, the likes of the Minister for Justice. Our TD would be Minister for Justice. The Minister for Justice has the power to issue a dictator an order to the Garda Commissioner. Guys, don't forget, we're at the moment being led by a party. There are 3 parties are leading this whole country at the moment. It's Fianna Fáil, Fine Gael, and the Green Party. Like, we are going to be a party as well, so we could be in it all in 2 years' time, in a year's time.
Jeez, I'd be fast asleep in the fucking County Court seat.
Like the rest of them.
Yeah, exactly. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, no, but like, all joking aside, but like, it is and it's come to a point now. Exactly. We're talking about this for the last 2 years, and AJ, you're right. It's get to start forming this together, get the motions right. Also have to be fucking very professional about it too, and pin them at their own game. And the truth.
Oh no, we're going to be totally professional. I mean, if you look, we've a website up there. It's called reclaimireland.ie.
Okay.
We have a 17-page constitution already up there, published. The pledge is going to be the manifesto. So we're going to be a professional party. We're going to be a professional party. And, so we've got some really good people. Our general secretary is, he's an accountant. He's pretty well up on corporate governance and corporate finance. So I think we've got some good talent already.
Good.
So it will improve over time, of course. As more people come to the party.
Yeah. And the ethos is right for us as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the plan, though, is to just get our candidates elected and get them in. The first order of business will be to table a private member's bill to repeal SI 121/2020. And if we can do that, guys, the mandate for the wearing of face masks and the necessity to carry and produce a vaccine passport is gone.
Yeah.
It ends. It's over.
Brilliant.
So, Mark, you'll be very welcome to join the party. I'll share a link here on the group on how to join the party.
Yeah, please. Definitely.
It takes
yeah.
Yeah. That's just to join the group. If you join the party, you have to fill in a simple online form. It just asks your first name, second name, your address, your phone number, email address, and if you're on the register to vote. That's out there. So I've sent it to a private messenger, Mark. If you just fill that out, you'll become a registered member, and you're very welcome. And as I said, it's free, and we don't share anybody's information with anybody. So it's just going into a members database. We need 300 registered members, and we're coming up on, I think it's 250 something now. And once we have the 300, we can register at Leinster House, become an official registered party. And once we become an official registered party, it entitles us to certain privileges under the Constitution, which is certain rules and regulations under the Constitution. So it's much better than just a protest group or
exactly. It's putting your put money where the mouth is type of thing. Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, absolutely. The only thing is we've no money, but we don't need money.
No, we don't need to start. We just need people to believe in it, and then eventually, it'll just like when we do need money to run things, and it'll all come naturally because it's for the right reason.
It will. It'll all come naturally.
It's like the fucking Jews or been going to mass. You always basket hands around, just throw money in.
I will say equally now that if this whole shit show comes to an end, the party will cease to exist very quickly. So we have to be honest with everybody.
Well, it might, yeah, of course, but it might be a spin-off of the party then, so.
Well, we'll see, but I mean, I've said that since day one. If vaccine passports are phased out tomorrow, I'll hand that party over to somebody else if they want to take it forward, but I'll be happy to step out.
Well, okay, so if we start getting a small bit of traction around the place, next minute the government will go, shit, change the fucking tactics out there. Next minute to get rid of it. Next minute we dissolve back in to voting for Fianna Fáil, Fine Gael again.
Yeah.
No, I think if we're going to the top.
Get the fucking all out. Well, that's the only way.
You mean you're going all in is like in poker, in the Texas Hold'em, you're going all in.
Yeah, pair of twos.
Mark, you're 100% correct.
That's exactly what's happening here.
You're 100% correct. In fact, I predicted the aims, if this party gets registered, the aims of the party might well get satisfied without the party ever needing to stand in an election, because they'll just pivot and realize that rather than have a humiliation or at the polls or have like 5 or 10 of AJ's boys get in, they'll just like cancel and go and pivot to a different attack. And you're right, that's why there needs to be some sort of like continual opposition, regardless of what front they want to fight on, that they've got an opposition. But I think for now, I sort of agree. This is the point I made to AJ at the start. It needs to be a bit more general, anti-globalist, and not just one specific issue. But he's convinced, and he convinced me that it's best to start with one issue. But then the likes of me and you and other people who want to take on the next front can start something up or revitalize this party if needs be. But AJ, do you want to say something about
absolutely.
Do you want to say something about your view as to why it should be a single issue party at this stage?
Yeah, well, the only thing I want to say is, it just offer people something simple. It's easier to frame and get everyone behind one simple strategy than it is to get, everyone behind a complex number of different strategies. So if we can find some single issue that resonates with the population, I think it's going to be the vaccine passports. I think at some stage in the future, people are going to realize my passport, it's already happening. There's a new passport coming out now in January, and if people don't have the booster, they're not going to qualify for the new passport, even though they've had 2 jabs already. So they're going to become the unjabbed, like the rest of us, and they're going to be disillusioned. And this whole strategy, to be honest with you, is based on that. So if we're there ready to mobilize as a party, and the next election, this government falls apart, which I think they will, probably in the middle of next year, when they go to extend the vaccine passports again and the emergency legislation again, and we'll be there and we'll be ready to mobilize as a party and to get our candidates on the ballot. And it doesn't cost anything to run for election, guys. Once you're affiliated with a party, we just need to give you what's known of affiliation. And then you then, as the party nominee, go on the ballot. So as we said before, Sinn Féin picked up a lot of votes at the last election. And I reckon a lot of those people were just dissatisfied with Fine Gael and Fianna Fáil from before. They just wanted something different. So we could be the protest vote for the 34th Dáil. It's a very distinct possibility we could. So let's hope that we are and keep based on that we will be. Keep moving forward based on we will be. And I think all of the stars are aligning at the moment for that to be an eventuality. That's my own personal opinion.
Yeah, I agree. I personally think that, like, even if, say, Fianna Fáil and Fine Gael were gone tomorrow and Sinn Féin just happened to get in, I personally think the Constitution is going to be constantly need to be protected and defended. because they'll just do what they want. Do you know what I mean? So somebody's going to have to be there. So, you know.
Well, we are guardians of the Constitution. That's one of our taglines. So we could end up forming as a party and mobilising, and just kind of hovering there, keeping the other feckers in check.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and then we become kind of de facto guardians of the Constitution, ready to mobilise the Irish people if we feel the Constitution is going to be threatened at some stage in the future. So yeah, I agree. But as somebody alluded to here earlier, that that's really the plan. That could be the plan. The overall plan could be here, guys, to collapse this government, get Sinn Féin in power, and then bring in this new all-party, all-island governance with a new constitution. That could be the plan. And rubbish the constitution that we have, including all of the freedoms that we have. But they'll still have to go for a referendum to do that, because you can't vote out the existing constitution. It'll have to be a new one, and it'll have to put the referendum. And then we will obviously say, well, hang on, we don't agree with that. We're happy with the constitution that we had. Thank you very much. But we need to see what their constitution is, obviously, to be honest, be open-minded. Well, I don't think it's going to include freedom of travel or freedom of assembly body integrity or freedom of assembly. I think it's going to be more, one world bullshit. So thanks everybody for tuning in this evening. It's much appreciated. And Mark, it's great to hear from you again. So come back in, please. We're here most evenings. Good man. Cool. So I set this up about a month ago. I just ran a poll and everybody replied to the poll saying they wanted a new party, and I took it from there. And it's good. It's only
good. That's what somebody just needs to get the bull by the horns and just go for it. And we've met good people along here over the last 6 months. I've been chatting to you, and next step, I'll back you all the way.
Good man. Sound. As I said, I'm not making any money from this. Everything I do with this is all totally free and voluntary. So I'm doing all this from my house. So I don't have anything extravagant or elaborate. So we're going up against fully fledged parliamentary parties who have.
Oh yeah, bring it on. Bring it on.
Like the Fianna Fáil would have 100 people working in their party every day across the party. We've just one, possibly even two at best. So it really is a David and Goliath, scenario. But we have they're not on Telegram.
I believe it can be done, and if you have a bit of belief in it, and everyone focused in the right direction. Yes, there has to be. It's not just about the passports either. Reclaim Ireland. You have to also, live by that too. We are going to reclaim the whole fucking lot of it. Are we happy with the constitution that we already have?
Oh no! Listen, that's what we're doing. I mean, we're not doing anything else. We're not suggesting changing anything. There probably will be one thing. We might want to run another referendum on the 8th Amendment, to be honest. But that's for another further down the road.
Yeah, definitely.
We might look to rerun that. But but we can talk about that again.
Yeah.
But that would be one of my own personal ambitions.
Same here, actually. And that's after changing the way I actually voted initially. I just totally reversed on that now.
Oh, good man. Okay. Yeah. Well, I think a lot of people will be. So we'll bring that to the fore. Don't get me wrong. That's one of my pet projects. Really is. If we could get a referendum, there's no reason why we can't run another referendum on that, and even try and get it reversed. So let's all cling to that hope, because I think most people would be pro life. And other people are probably begin to realize that they were misguided. They've really taken this now at this stage, and all the babies that are being murdered
100%
every day.
Yeah.
So it's disgusting. I don't even think you talk about it. It really is.
Yeah. No, exactly. And we all have to be adults and talk about it. And like that, if you can bring the truth to a party, people will fall for you straight away, because they know everything else is bollocks. So, there's the figures, black and white. This is what we're about. It's very fucking easy, you know. And you're right, the timing is probably just happening right now.
Well, it's good, Mark. It's going to give everyone an option. I mean, I've always voted since day one. I was in the military; it was always a paper vote. But since I left, I don't mind cycling up to the voting booth every time and voting. I think it's something that I think it's a patriotic duty that we all need to be doing. I think that's part of the problem. The fact that people have turned their back and they've let these feckers in, and they're ruling the show here now. And and just like if you look at the number. Like Jim shared earlier, like some of them got elected there, Simon Harris, on the 15 count. I mean, and they are now running this shit show. 15 count.
Yeah. Exactly. And, people, I heard you saying earlier on, people are just taking themselves off the register. But that is the thing you can do. One thing I was always taught, your vote is very important. I remember being fucking 17 and just before I was about to vote, my father was telling me this. And it's actually only fucking sinking in now. Yeah, every vote is so important.
It's so important, yeah.
So important. That's what we fucking have fought for. That's the only thing we still have.
Yeah. We won't have it if
if you let them fucking walk over us, and you have to fucking stand up to them. And like I always remembered back, I was always interested in politics when I was fucking 12 and 13, and remember there was always a fella went around the town, and he was known as the Rebel Ryan, independent, and he was always the story. There's always a story behind him running for the IRA and this, that, and the other. Probably done nothing, but anyways, but he lived in Kildare at the end of the day. He wasn't, right? But like, it doesn't matter, right? He always ran in the local elections and used to be town commissioners and all that back in the day, and he used to always say, "I don't give a fuck. As long as I take 10 votes off them fuckers, that's all. That's all I need to
Mark.
do."
Yeah. You don't have to win. It's just every vote
right.
you get, you take off them.
Yeah.
And that weakens them. It's so if we manage to do that across the country, we could significantly weaken Fianna Fáil and Fine Gael. Really could. And that would be a massive achievement. And that might even tilt the balance in favour of repealing the COVID passports anyway. You know what I mean? So
I believe so. I believe it would. I believe there's enough energy out there with people who are double jabbed as well for that to happen.
Great. Wow, man.
Yeah.
Brilliant. All right, guys. I'm going to call it a night. So very nice talking to everybody.
Good night, Jim.
No, listen, I don't mind me. I'll leave the chat open if anybody else wants to chat or come in. I'm hogging the chat here all night. So if anybody else wants to say anything or you're very welcome. I'll try and listen for a while. I just want to grab a cup of coffee. Go to Dave. Dave's up in Donegal. Mark is in Newbridge. You've Declan's over in just guys, talk to each other there, please.
I think we're all talk too.
Never that. Never talk enough. I do believe there has to be a movement, and it has to be political at this stage now as well. Like, and there is some great politicians out there, independents as well. And that's brilliant, and it's actually, what, we just need to do the shift, start supporting them with our narrative as well. And, it'll all just fucking glow as one. If you all stick together, I think that's just fucking key.
Exactly. We're trying to do 100%. You're only in here a few minutes and you tweaked everything. That's the essence of everything that we're trying to do here. Is just get people together and do something constructive. Not do the opposite, which is get everyone to deregister and demobilize and go off and hide in your caravans. That's not the way to do it. Listen, that's fine. If the shit's going to hit the fan, if the supply network or supply chain is going to break down, if there's no evidence that's going to happen. The strong evidence is people are going to die from this over a long period of time. We are going to see debt rates increase, but I don't think there's going to be a major event. And if that happens, by all means, prepare for a bad situation, but stay on the political system and vote for your friends. Get your friends to run for the Dáil and vote for them. And your friends, your family, get them to run. And anybody can run for the Dáil once you're over 18. And a citizen of Ireland, you can run for the Dáil. Sorry, 21. And a citizen of Ireland, you can run for the Dáil. Anybody can. No experience necessary. That's one thing I've put everywhere, is that we don't need people who have experience. We need the opposite. We need people who have no experience.
I know, but say around the town, people always go, "That fucking Egypt." Do you know what I mean? And people don't want to be labelled like that, or next minute you didn't get elected. Fucking sure, who would vote for him? And you have to walk around town for the next fucking 10 years, always fucking carrying that shame as well. So there's an awful lot of that as well, that people fucking would kind of be hanging on to. Speaking now outside the narrative. But now, that's what I'm saying. There's a change happening now where people actually, you know what? He's fucking right. He's right. And
are you sensing that, Mark?
100%. I was walking around the Whitewater there tonight, no mask, no nothing. And the amount of people walking around, I was going, this is my first time in the Whitewater, probably in about 2 years. And I was going, you know what? It's grand. Fucking, it's grand. Things are evolving naturally. And I, again, still working for an awful lot of people in and out of their houses, the whole lot.
Yeah.
And still, I came out of one woman's house. She hugged me on the way out. She goes, "I think you saved my life." And she was double jabbed the whole lot, and the whole, I was there. Look, I'm not here to fucking say this and the other. She spilled it all out, and I disagreed with her. And so there's all these little things happening naturally, and sometimes you need leadership in an area, and it's like the fucking the sheep wanders off and they all follow. So things are definitely happening, and people just need that little bit of guidance.
Yeah, well, that's what this party's here for.
And
we've got some great people.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I better make an appearance here, or I'll be shot. So nice talking to everybody. And the shall be open tomorrow. So I think it's probably burnt out now at this stage. Everyone's getting tired. So I'll be closing down the chat if that's okay with everybody.
No problem.
And I'll be very happy to talk to you all tomorrow at some stage.
Yeah, take care.
All right. So good night, guys. Good night, and great to meet you again, Mark. So welcome on board. Fill in that form if you get a chance.
I did. Filled out.
Good man. Okay, so I'll be working on that tomorrow as well. Thanks very much, guys. Good night.
All right. Good night.
Good night. Bye.
Yeah, well.
Good night, all.